Hey everyone, it's Fitz with the Daily Delivery. Football's almost here. There will be some football this weekend, but Kansas State football, this is your last weekend to prepare yourself for an exciting season. Today I want to go back to conference realignment and expansion for a good reason. Just when we thought it was calming down, just when we thought maybe things were settling in for the start of the season as we all await the eventual fate of the Pac-12 as they find out they don't have a whole lot of value right now, and expanding doesn't solve that problem for them, and there's so many issues going on with schools eyeing other conferences. But I do kind of sense maybe a Cold War between Fox and ESPN. Now, I know that Fox said it was not opposed to ESPN being part of the Big Ten contract, but it's not part of the Big Ten contract. And ESPN wants the Pac-12 for one very good reason. It wants that late night programming, that fourth window, as it's called in the TV circles. And the Pac-12's provided that. Pac-12 After Dark is a fun product. There's no doubt about it. But now with USC and UCLA going to the Big Ten, someone else kind of has a toehold, and we expect more schools from the Pac to eventually end up in the Big Ten, which would certainly be the demise of the Pac-12. And if that happens, that will leave a group of schools kind of in the wind. And that's why I think Fox, not ESPN, Fox might try to push those Four Corners schools, the remainder of the Pac-12 South, into the Big 12 as a blocking maneuver to possibly stop ESPN from having access to Power 5 fourth window games. They could still show Mountain West, certainly, and that will be a decent product because I would suspect a couple Pac-12 schools might end up in the Mountain West, and I would rename it the Pac-West Conference because that's really what it will become. I'm intrigued because if Fox does make this power move that there's some talk about, does that mean they're going to come in full strength on the Big 12 to try to block ESPN from keeping Big 12 games? Now, that's interesting, and a year ago I would have told you good riddance to ESPN, and we all know I'm not a big ESPN fan, but now that ESPN isn't in the Big 10, there is probably a place for some games in the ESPN family, if they even value the Big 12. Brett Yormark, the new commissioner, has his hands full. He's got to find an entity that wants to have the Big 12 rights and not only own them, but value them, to see the purpose in what a coast-to-coast conference could provide a TV provider. We will see, but Fox and ESPN's next battlefield might be out here in the western part of the country, trying to break up the Pac and build up the Big 12.